Okay, it is 3 o'clock in the morning. It's dark, so I don't want to record outside. I want to be like hyper vigilant, and then I'll take you along as the sun starts coming up. It is officially the morning, and you can barely see my face. I got through about the first 3 miles in complete darkness, and you can hear the river. I'm gonna turn this around so I can show you the bridge I'm about to walk across. Look at how green everything is. We're going that direction, I think. 'Cause I think that's Lone Eagle Peak. It doesn't look like the sharp point that it usually is, but I think that once we get a different view of it, that's going to be the peak. I just checked the map, and from that junction, it's about 0.7 miles. I thought I was closer, but that's what happens in Colorado. You have something in view, but it usually is a lot longer than you think it's going to be. So that's what I thought was Lone Eagle Peak. But there it is. That looks more like it. That's where we're going, so I think we're almost there. Seven and a half miles, 4 hours later, I made it. It is so stunning. So I'm just going in with super light layers right now. I'm doing the lake right here, some trees, I'll have some rocks, and then the peak. So here's what we have so far. I started as the sun was rising, so this was very yellow and it's turned very gray. That's the thing with plein air, is that you have to work with the sun, so I'm gonna tone down some of that yellow and make it more blue. There's the lake, and then there's some trees with the sun hitting it. I'm going based on the shadows that were out when I first started. Like right now, there's no shadows, it's super cloudy. So this is based on sunrise, so it's not gonna look quite the same, but I really liked the dramatic shadows that were coming out, so we're just going to darken this up. So the thing with watercolors is that in order to get detail, you have to wait for every layer to dry. So if I added any more to these trees, the detail would just blend in with the color that's already there. And I was expecting a little bit more sun, and it's kind of chilly, so these layers are just taking so long to dry. So I am working so quickly. I don't really paint this quickly ever. I like to take my time, and I thought I was gonna have hours up here, but you know, it's not looking great for me right now. Do some shadows. Who knows, it might turn out really really cool now that I'm not overthinking it. I was gonna leave, but I think I can wait out this storm. I don't think it's gonna rain on me. I am shaking so much, I'm so cold. But look, the blue sky is coming, so I'm gonna give this a little bit of time to dry and give this a little time to pass and then like warm up. I have my trusty hand warmers. I just shook them up, so they should be warming up soon. It's so cold. But I think the blue sky is gonna hit, so I'm gonna give it a little bit of time, fingers crossed. Some of the clouds are still a little dark over there, but for now the sun is out and I am warming up, and now I have more time to add some details. So essentially, all of these flowy lines will lead to the top of the mountain. I'm not used to this rough of detail, but that's kind of the point of plein air, is that you have to deal with the elements and kind of paint quickly. It's kind of nice to loosen my grip and let it flow. And now I'm going onto the sky. I'm gonna add some blue back to the sky. I'm probably gonna go up and then have it come back down. Just super rough, nothing perfect. So on these background mountains, I'm not shading as much just because they're in the background and there's atmosphere. So I'm doing really, really dark black on Lone Eagle Peak with more details just to really make it pop out. So right now I am adding some light green to the mountains to represent the trees that are growing on it. The sun would be hitting it, so we're doing this like light yellowish green, kind of right there, and then they get scattered as you go up and they go along the crevices. The sun is kind of coming out again, so I'm keeping the moodiness, but I'm adding some of that blue back for the daytime sky. I just load up my brush and I go over these darker areas, and because it's watercolor, you'll still see all of the shading below it, but this blue is really going to make everything pop and make the sky look a little bit more like daytime. Super rough, definitely not my typical style. Usually make all of this super smooth and perfect as much as I can, but I'm not gonna mess with it anymore. That's the beauty of plein air. This is it. This is it. So I'm walking back now, and already I've gone maybe 300 feet and my knees are in a lot of pain, and I am out of water. And when I was leaving my house, I was like, I should bring my water filter, but I thought I had enough water. But I am out for the next 6 to 7 miles. What I've been doing is every time I hit like a river or a heavy stream, which has only been once so far, I take off my jacket and hat and soak them in the water so I don't get heat exhaustion, and I'm ready for another crossing because it's getting hot. Might drink out of the river just like a little bit. It's not recommended to do that because you can get sick with giardia and some other stuff. Always filter your water. But in this case, it's kind of an emergency, and we've had so much snow melt that it's a heavy river right now, and it's very diluted. So I'm not too worried about it. So I am about halfway there, and the rest of it is like slight downhill, mostly level, and I'm by water the whole time, so I'll be dipping my clothes and feel good. I feel confident that I'll make it. A little note about the trail itself is that I am like one of 3 day hikers that I've seen. Everyone else is backpacking. There are backcountry sites here. But this is a very long day hike. So if you plan to do this, prepare for a very, very long day. Almost prepare for as if you're doing an overnighter. Like bring enough food, bring enough water. And I used to not be able to really afford backpacking gear for most of my life. I didn't have backpacking gear and I was just borrowing other people's, and I slowly over time built up my inventory of backpacking gear and hiking gear. So if you're intimidated by hiking, start small. It takes time, and there are some generic alternatives which are really nice. Like I think these Trail Buddy, I think I got these online, like not even at REI. Some stuff you want to get the name brand just for like quality things, but this isn't name brand. I didn't get this from REI. This is like 30 bucks. Don't have to get everything all at once. It's really just build as you go, see what you need, and just make sure you're safe. So start with smaller hikes, figure out what you need, and then progress to maybe colder hikes or longer hikes, more strenuous hikes, overnighters, stuff like that as you go. So it's really a progression rather than just jumping right into it, and hopefully that helps with the intimidation factor. I'm taking a little break. My feet hurt so much, which is to be expected. This usually happens going down after a long hike. I'm just taking a little break. Just taking a little break. Taking a little break. Taking a little break. Still no water, done with the baby food. I think I have like 2.5 miles left. This is such a great angle for me. Look at that double chin. It just feels so unnatural to talk like this. It's such a bad angle. And this has been the entire video. I just noticed it. Oh, I love it. It's so funny. About 1 mile away, and I'm fucking feeling it, and I need water. My brain's feeling it, my stomach's feeling it, the whole body's feeling the whole 2:30 a.m. of it all. So just chugging along, almost there. I made it, and that was by far the hardest day of hiking I've ever gone through. I realized I have a peach in my car, and I cannot wait to eat this. It's gonna be so good. So thank you for watching. It was really fun to bring you along. An unexpected twist too, I guess. And you can see that not all hiking is perfect. Not everything you see on Instagram or social media is perfect. This is it. This is it. It's a mess sometimes. Thank you for watching. I'm probably gonna do more adventure videos like this, so stay tuned for that.